the C, such an honor, and as you can see, so many great names have worn the C throughout their careers. You look at some of the all-time greatest captains that come to mind when you think of a true leader. And with it being election day, we thought we would campaign. We're going to hit the campaign trail for a captain because, you know, there are a surprisingly high number of teams out there that do not have a captain currently.
Transactions last year left some folks, some clubs without a captain. So is there a more fitting time than now to maybe start talking about a replacement?
I think not.
I think so.
Let's start with the New York Rangers. Who would you campaign for to wear the C?
I am going to offer this one little qualifier before we get started, though, Jamie. You know, there are a number of elements that go into making or choosing a great captain. You got to be somebody that, you don't have to be the best player on the team. You've got to be somebody that logs significant ice time. You got to be somebody that, you know, the group is looking to you for a contribution in some way. You can be a penalty killer, you can be a high-end skill guy. But I will say this, it's difficult from our perspective to really know the dynamic that these guys have in their rooms, their respective rooms. Do they have the personality, the respect of the group inside that room? So this is a best guess that we're making for some of these teams.
Sure.
But it's an interesting discussion to have in anyways.
So who would your vote be for the Rangers?
For the Rangers, I go with Zibanejad, Mika Zibanejad. To me, this is top-end guy, logs significant minutes. He really, not only one of those really skilled guys, top-end skilled guys, and he has proven he is a consistent performer from one year to the next, but he drives tempo as he plays. Now, it'd be a little bit out of the ordinary for a European to captain a team. Not uncommon, but just a little out of the ordinary. For me, Mika Zibanejad, they've got him buttoned down. This is a face of the future for a good while to come. I think Mika would be a great selection.
I like it, and I really appreciate the patriotic music, too, behind us right now.
Hail
really
to
gets
the
you
Chief?
into the...
Is that Hail to the Chief?
I don't even know. Ding, ding, yes, I don't know.
I think so.
I love it. How about the Devils? Of course, you know, mid-season, they ended up not having their captain, so who should fill the shoes?
This is a tougher one for me, because you're talking about a team that's in a bit of a flux here. They're in a bit of a rebuild, trying to cycle in some new talent, taking advantage of new talent, but looking to older, experienced guys to provide some example at the end of the day. Kyle Palmieri, for me, is a guy I think that makes great sense. Kyle is a guy that has posted really strong numbers going back the last, say, handful of seasons. A consistent 25-goal scorer. The one qualifying mark on Palmieri, just 1 year left on his deal. Is that somebody you kind of want to pin the C to if you're unsure how long Kyle's going to be around? But just based on the here and the now, I like Palmieri. To me, this is a consistent performer. And listen, even if he doesn't have that necessarily that personality, or he's that stand-up, take charge guy inside the room, he's somebody that leads by example. Again, a really consistent, proven performer.
How about a team that, you know, really needs a leader right now after the season we just saw them have? The Detroit Red Wings, right? Like, they need somebody that is going to be there probably long-term that can really rally the troops. Who would your vote go to?
I've got my eyes on a much younger guy, and typically you're looking to a captain. He's probably going to be into his mid-20s or beyond. He's got four-ish handful of seasons, you know, solid seasons under his belt, just in terms of the experience that you want to pin that letter on. But for me, a guy that maybe breaks that mold a little bit, Dylan Larkin has been a member of the NHL, you know, burst onto the scene several years back. And I think really from the outset, he gets it. He has been a proven comer over time. He's developed, I think, taking a deliberate step each and every year. And let's face it, between Mantha and Dylan Larkin, these are a pair of guys that are going to be around for a good long while as these Red Wings build into, you know, kind of a version of that dynasty we saw not that long ago.
Right.
Dylan Larkin is a guy for me that I think, you know, I think you could pin a C on this individual with confidence.
Well, you know, all those Red Wings fans out there are loving it, right? He's the hometown kid. They love him already, so why not give him a C just for that? How about the Ottawa Senators? It's been a little while now with Erik Karlsson gone since they've had a captain.
Yeah, and this is an interesting one, too. This is a team with a dynamic where you've got some older, some seasoned guys. How long are they going to be around? You've got some young pieces that really stand to be part of the mix for a good while going forward, like a Brady Tkachuk, for example. But at just 19 years of age, today, I think that's probably more responsibility than you want to unload on a Brady Tkachuk. For me, Thomas Chabot is a guy that's got 3 good seasons of seasoning under his belt, gets it, has been a real consistent performer from the blue line, albeit. But for me, Thomas Chabot is a guy that I think has the respect of his peers, his teammates, and I think that's a guy that could really lead an organization looking to go in a different direction, looking for an upward trajectory over time. Thomas Chabot would be a worthy selection in my estimation.
Yeah, and he seems to be there for the long haul, which should be an exciting long haul. I mean, optimistically, I know it's a little ways off, but they've got some really exciting pieces coming up
no question
in
about
Ottawa, so we shall see. You mentioned experience being a pretty important factor when you're looking to name your new captain, especially for a team like Minnesota that just saw its captain say goodbye. They parted ways. Mikko Koivu had been there since the very beginning of his career. So who would you replace him with in Minnesota?
It really comes down to, and for me, the analysis is a little simpler where this one is concerned. It comes down to 2 guys, and these 2 guys wear letters right now. Ryan Suter wears an A, and Zach Parise wears an A. Between the 2 of them, I just like the Parise fit, the personality. This is a guy really enthusiastic, a really positive energy, kind of a drive. He plays that driving tempo kind of a game. Zach Parise is a guy that I know has the respect of his teammates, and let's face it, the reason we're toggling back and forth between these 2, Suter and Parise, each have a full 5 years remaining on those long-term contracts. So these guys, unless something serious gives, these guys aren't going anywhere.
No, they are not. They're
tough to look past. Past these 2 guys and put a letter on somebody else.
I will say though, as a Minnesota girl myself, I've heard some rumblings that Marcus Foligno might be a candidate. You know, brother Nick, captain in Columbus, so there's some leadership qualities in that family certainly. But I don't know. Maybe keep your eye on that. Who knows? Maybe they won't even name a captain. But Zach certainly a worthy candidate as well. How about St. Louis Blues? I know Blues fans are still reeling over the fact that their beloved captain is now a Vegas Golden Knight. So who would you replace him with?
They don't call ROR Ryan O'Reilly the factor for no good reason. This is a guy that just flat out gets it done. Probably logs more TOI than any other forward on the St. Louis Blues roster, and he delivers when the moment requires it. He really does. To me, and the other part I really like about Ryan O'Reilly's game, not only is he really skilled, great offensive talent on that side of the puck, but he is dogged just in terms of his determination on the defensive side of his puck, turns a lot of pucks over. Ryan O'Reilly make a great captain in the NHL.
Yeah, and the Conn Smythe winner, of course, from when they won it all in 2019. So I would agree he would get my vote. Finally, let's talk about Vegas, right? Do you give Alex Pietrangelo the C? Do you give Max Pacioretty a C? They've got a couple former captains on their roster already.
They really do. And this was a tough one for me because I'm with you. I mean, if not Pacioretty, then probably Pietrangelo. But a tough decision to make where Pietrangelo is concerned because really, you know, you're just inserting him into the mix. This is his first year as a Vegas Golden Knight. So might be kind of a heavy load to drop on the shoulders of the future. Is he going to wear 27 then?
I don't even know, actually.
I think there's a bit of a debate going on.
Yeah,
27 is concerned.
Nice,
I like Pacioretty, makes great sense. And for me, you know what? He is a proven captain of the past, and I think really a successful instance or experience being a captain in a really tough market to be a captain, an English-speaking captain in French-speaking Canada. Remember, not that long ago, Max Pacioretty, captain of the Montreal Canadiens, before he shifts out west to join the Golden Knights. Speaks volumes about his credibility inside that room. Pacioretty makes a great choice in my estimation. Miss Jamie.
Well, we would mention the Boston Bruins, but we figured it was disrespectful to Zdeno Chara because we don't know. We hoped. I hope.
If Z is back, Z gets the C.
Yeah.
And
yes.
And you know, while we're on the topic, who's tall enough to rip that C off him, anyways?
Not me. Maybe you. We want to hear your thoughts out there on social media, who you would want to see as your captain. So we tweeted this out. These 7 teams have a vacancy there. Tell us who you think should be the next captain for one of these teams and why. Use the hashtag NHL Tonight.